Story 1 comes from a Reddit post asking, people who have their own cryptid encounter. What happened? A person with the username Darwin Burser responded, and here is his story. I'm a cop. My zone partner and I park our patrol vehicle at the bottom of a long dirt road that leads to an abandoned school. We only do this on night shifts when it starts to get slow around 1 a.m. It's a relatively safe place for us to catch up on some paperwork or watch some YouTube videos. We've had several odd experiences there, from strange lights that maneuver quickly into the woods, to possible UFO sightings. We even found a body down there years ago that has still not been identified, but that's not even the most terrifying. This was around October of 2020, around 2 a.m. It was a dead night. Crime was low that time of the year, partly because of COVID, and partly because it was cold. We had parked our vehicles side by side, facing opposite directions so that the driver's side windows line up. This is common in our line of work. My partner gets dispatched to a noise complaint and leaves. I use this time to step out and relieve my bladder. As I'm standing outside, I hear a whistle in the woods that are across the abandoned school grounds. These woods are roughly 100 yards from where I am parked. The whistle was like a tune, like it came from a human mouth, but it was oddly loud. We do have a homeless problem in my city, but not in that area that I patrol. But I assume a homeless person must have wandered their way to the south side of the city. I get back into my car and roll up my window, anxiously waiting for my partner's return. My partner returns after about 20 minutes. I tell him the story and we move on to other topics. For the record, I am a believer of the paranormal, but he's a skeptic. About 30 minutes later, he decides that he needs to pee, so he steps out and walks out to the rear of his patrol car. He's back there for roughly about 5 seconds, and boom, we hear it again. A loud whistle to the tune of a slow song. The whistle lasts for maybe 10 seconds. He walks back to my window, and his face is pale, milky white. So, as cops do, we decided to investigate. We grab our flashlights and start walking slowly through the field. The grass is up to our waist. We get to about halfway in the field when we hear it again, but this time it sounds like it's coming right from our right side, where the school is. As we are standing there with our flashlights shining on the school, we begin to see the grass move. There's no wind. The grass is not moving around us. It looks like something is crawling in the field. The grass is moving slowly in a straight path towards us. We begin walking towards the movement. At this point, we both have our hands on our firearms. The air is eerily still, and you could see our breath from the cold air. I can tell that my partner is uneasy. We are walking very slow and quiet. As we get about 20 feet away from the moving grass, it stops, and we hear the whistle, coming from exactly where our flashlights are shining on the now still grass. Now, we are frozen in fear. We are too scared to speak to each other. It feels like minutes passed by, but was probably only a few seconds. I go to take a few steps forward, and all of a sudden, the grass begins to move again. This time away from us, towards the wood line. Only this time it's too fast. Only this time it's fast. Too fast for us to run after. So we just stand and watch. We watch as the moving grass reaches the woods. We both have our lights focused on it. And again, the whistle, coming from the woods where the grass just stopped moving. Only this time, the whistle is quiet. This is the part that shocks us. We are now shining our lights into the woods, and there are several large trees in our view. This thing stands up. It looks like a child, but not. It's hard to explain. Despite our lights shining directly onto the figure, it seemed amassed in the darkness. Before we can even call out, it stepped behind a tree and was gone. We gathered up the courage to go after it. As we get to the tree, there is nothing. No footprints, no leaves crunching like you would expect to hear in autumn. It was like it vanished into nothing. We spent the next hour checking for reports for missing children in the area, and we couldn't find anything. The creepiest part is it must have been running on all fours when it was in the grass. We have a children's psychiatric hospital in our city, but they had no reports of any escapes. To this day, we cannot explain it, and to this day we continue to park there. 3 years have passed, and we have never had an experience like that. But my partner is now a believer, and everyone in that department all think we are crazy. People responded to Darwin and had some doubts about his story, and even claimed it sounded like a creepypasta, which he reassured people and even said that he would send pictures of the scene of where he parked with his partner.